Hey guys, George Von Roth here, aka VT2MA. I am just putting in my submission for the November video giveaway, and here's my bike. And today I'm going to show you guys how I did my HID headlight install. To begin, we need to remove the 4 screws here, 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 here that hold on the fly screen. With those out of the way, we can remove the fly screen. I've already done the HID install, so I will show you what's different and what components I put in. So here's the fly screen with pretty much everything gutted from it. After you take out your original H7 stock bulbs and put in the H7 HID bulbs, you'll have these type of plugs coming out that go to your ballast right here. This is the bike end of the headlight wiring harness. I left this completely stock. I'll show you how to do both the dual on and the timer relay for the headlights to come on. It's a delay relay that'll allow you to start up your bike before the headlights come on to avoid damage to the HID bulbs. In order to replace the bulbs, I had to cut the rubber gasket, a slit in the rubber gasket that the wires came out of in order to fit these big plugs through. And then I sealed that back up with electrical tape back in here. I don't know if you can see with this camera. Then I went on to modify the headlight wiring harness. Here is the headlight wiring harness that's been modified to include both the delay relay for the low beam and also the connecting to the high beams ballast. I also left this wiring completely stock so that orange is accessory, white is high beam, yellow is low beam, and black is ground. You don't need to modify the position. Again, if you did the dual mod on by switching the pins, switch them back before doing this mod just to keep things simple. For the low beam power, I used the accessory wire here, the orange one, and wired this into the timer delay relay. What this does is it gives it about 45 seconds before it turns on the headlight beam after there's power given to the accessory beam. This avoids turning on the headlight and then off again when starting it and then on again, which is known to damage these and reduce the life of these headlights. From the timer relay, it goes to the low beams ballast power supply, and the high beams power stays stock is wired into the high beams. So first position and second position are power from the bike accessory and also power to the main headlight. The third one is the ground for the headlight, and the fourth one is the ground for the motorcycle. Up here above this 1-0 adjustment is a little switch with an on and a 1. For our bike, the switching for our bike, you're going to want it on 1. These two boxes here adjust the timer relay. One of them adjusts how long before the light will come on, and the other one adjusts how long the light will go off. The adjustment marked 1 is the turn off delay. I have this one set to 0, but you could turn this up so that your headlights stay on after you turn off your bike. The 0 is the one that will adjust the turn on delay. You adjust this screw so that it takes about 30 seconds for your headlights to come on after you turn your ignition on. I solved this with trial and error, just didn't start the bike to avoid damages to the headlight. So plugging back in the factory harness to the headlight harness with the new timer relay, time delay relay, and both ballasts all hooked up with the time delay relay going to the low beam. You can begin to pack it all back up into the fly screen. This is how I chose to repack it. One ballast here, the other ballast right here. I would say keep those towards the front because they might get warm and the wind over the, coming up through the air screen might keep those cooled rather than tucked in back. This is the time delay relay. The wiring harness is down back in there. And then I disconnected my blinker relay, which is an LED sprinkler relay for my new rear blinkers. And with this all packed up, put the fly screen back on, that foam strip on the fly screen here helps kind of hold everything in place, but if you still get some knocking, you might want to put some double stick, or not double stick, but some foam taping on these relays, because I had some knocking. With the 4 hex screws back in place, the installation is done. One more consideration is if you have the transparent screens to cover up any of your new wires or exposed wires with some black wire wrap or electrical tape, whatever you choose. So now when we turn on the ignition, low beam does not come on until the timer relay is up at about, I don't know, I think it's about 45 seconds for mine, 30 to 45 seconds. More than enough time to get the bike running, but it should come on before you get on the road. So I'll just wait here until the light comes on. There it is. So definitely would be running by now, and once it warms up, these babies are real bright. I got the 35 watt bulbs. I didn't go for the 50. Save some money, and I was a little concerned about running the 55 watts through the stock wiring harness. So far with the 35 watts, I've had absolutely no problems, and they are a huge improvement over the stock bulbs. A few more things to note about this mod, the headlights, is that if you leave your bike off with the high beam on, the next time you go to turn the ignition, the high beam will come on right away. So try and make it a habit to turn the high beams off before turning off your bikes, and this will avoid any of the damage of the turning on, turning off of the high beam. Thanks for watching my video. This is George Von Roth signing off, aka VT2MA. Hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope that a lot of you find it helpful in installing the new HID bulbs on your bike. If you got any more questions, feel free to hit me up at buellxb.com. Again, my username is VT2MA. Thanks, guys.